Hello everybody and welcome to the MLH Fellowship Orientation Hackathon Awards. My name is Will and I'm one of the program managers here who helps make sure that all of you fellows can have a fantastic experience over the 12 weeks of our program. Now, we are here today to have a look at some of the Orientation Hackathon Awards, have a look at some of the projects that you all worked on last week, and maybe try and break them as well. We'll have to wait and see. And we'll also be jumping into our awards, our favorite projects from each of the cross pods, and the winners of those and what you'll win. So, you're probably wondering, what is the Orientation Hackathon? What is all this? Especially if you are not part of the fellowship right now. And that is a great question. So the Orientation Hackathon is a fantastic opportunity where fellows get to spend the first week of the program getting to know each other and kind of, as you guessed it, orientating, to get themselves familiar with all the tools they'll be using, get them up to speed with the people they'll be working with, etc, etc. So that in week 2 they can jump into working on their projects. Now that means that folks are tasked with the challenge of building something using the technologies or languages or using the project itself that they're going to be contributing to build a hackathon project, which means folks contributing to projects like Facebook's Hack, they'll be, or Meta's Hack even, they'll be having to build a project with Hack. Or maybe they're working on, let me think of it, a Mapillary, another Meta project. They got to use that in their project. So it means you've got some pretty interesting projects, but also some very wide variety of projects. So we'll be checking all of that out in just a little bit. Now let's have a look at what who's eligible for prizes and what prizes we have up for grabs. So right here, as you can see, we've got a wonderful slides, I know, produced by yours truly. Now, we will be giving out 5 prizes today. Now, this will be per team, so everyone on the team will receive these. And this is for the top cross-pod projects. So each team member will get themselves a Google Nest Mini 2nd generation, as well as some MLH swag, such as, I'm looking around as if I've got some MLH swag around. I don't actually, but what I do have to tease you all with is I have one of these, which you might get yourself at the end of the program. Stay tuned for that. But you'll get yourself some stickers as well as potentially maybe a mask or a t-shirt. No promises though. We'll see what we can do, but there's definitely some cool swag to get your hands on. Now, you're probably wondering, what is a cross pod? What is this? How do I know if I'm eligible? Well, I created a beautiful table to make this a little easier for you all. The cross pods, as you can see here, we've got 5 of them for the people who took part in the open source and software engineering tracks. And as you can see here, we've got 5 of them, which means 5 prize categories. And you're probably wondering, why does it go A, C, E, F, H? Trust me, it makes a lot more sense behind the scenes, but we've got a few other programs running which have their own cross pods. Now, as you can see here, every pod apart from group H has 2 pods in it. H is just really big, so H was its own cross pod. But these are the different categories we'll be working with. So this means that if you are in one of these, let's say you're in 22.1.1, then we'll be picking our favorite project from 22.1.1 and 22.1.5. All makes sense? Fantastic. Which means we're going to be beginning with top cross pod A. Now, these projects were very cool. Before we jump into this, these projects were very, very cool. We had some stuff using blockchain, some stuff using Java, some stuff using Python, Hack, OCaml, you name it, someone worked with it. And that is one of the beautiful things about the Orientation Hackathon. Now, CrossPod A, as we mentioned earlier, right, this is 22.1.1 as well as 22.1.5. So there's a variety of meta projects in here. I think there's some AWS in there as well. So let's have a look at our favorite project. Now, I don't have my drum roll ready for today. I've disappointed you all. I'm so sorry, but I do have a drum roll coming for the next one. So hold on for that. But our favorite project for the top CrossPod A is Speak It. Now, this project was very cool, and in fact, I'm not going to say any more. In fact, I'm just going to get up the project itself so we can have a look at it firsthand. Now, this project was written by the wonderful team in 22.1.1. You can see yourselves on the screen, but this project was very cool. Basically, like it says right here, the idea is this web app helps people who are not native English speakers, right, It just helps them with working out how to do pronunciation. And the projects they used a bit of React in the front end. Back end, they used some of the AWS stuff that they'll be contributing to as part of the program. And they, threw it in Docker and chucked it on Google Cloud to host it. Would have been cool if it was on AWS, but missed opportunity. And funnily enough, all the challenges they ran into were AWS related. Who would have thought? Because who thought cloud is difficult? But no matter how challenging it is, they managed to overcome it. And as you can see, they made a pretty cool project. Now, we won't watch this demo video in full, but we'll get a quick live demo going here just so you can all see how it works. As you can see here, they can type in words, they'll submit it, and it will get them back. And they can also upload audio as well. I thought this was a very, very cool project, and I think people in the Twitch chat are very excited about this. We all know that was the hardest part of the name, speak it, with the A. I mean, it's pretty good, it's pretty clever. There we go, they can submit it and then boom, it creates an audio track, tells you what it is, and it can also tell you if your pronunciation is correct or not, which is very, very impressive for just 1 week's worth of work. So a huge well done to the team in 22.1.1. You'll be getting yourselves each a Google Nest Mini. We'll be in touch about how you can get those details, but congratulations yet again. Now, we're going to be jumping ahead to C. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, C, what pod was that one? Now, that was 22.1.3, which is the projects with G Research, and 22.1.10, which my memory wants to tell me is Bento ML and GitHub Education. But let me know in the chat which project you're working on in 22.1.10. I'd love to hear from you all. A is for artificial intelligence. Oh, so someone in chat's mentioning that the speaker, the AI means AI, and I just completely brushed over that and didn't even realize. Good job, me. But this is very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So, anyway, back to C, our favorite project for CrossPod C, and can we have a round of applause or a drum roll first of all in the chat, followed by a round of applause, is, drum roll, Timly. Now, I like this project a lot. Let me bring this one up for you all to have a look. Now, this is from the G Research pod, who are all working primarily in Java. And so, a lot of these projects are built with web applications. It's easy to throw it in and integrate it with lots of stuff. But when you're building a desktop app, you've got to rethink things differently. So they use, I believe it was Java FX to build a graphical interface, and they fixed a problem they deal with every day as a pod, which is finding a time they're all free over the different time zones they're in. So if I just quickly open this video, I actually am going to have to make this a tad bigger because it is very small. But as you can see here, they've built this web app where you can basically say you're available from 3 to 2 in IST, your local time, or maybe you're available from 10 till 9 in Pacific Standard Time. And don't know if any of you knew, but IST and Pacific Standard Time, well, Pacific Standard Time is GMT -8, I want to say, and IST is GMT +5.5. So that is a whopping, let me do the maths on that for you, 13.5-hour gap, which is pretty wild, which means that the days don't overlap. So if you want to be able to overlap, as an example, for context, PST is not on here, but as an example, this app would let you do that. And as you can see in this example here, if I just skip ahead, where they actually click the time gap, I really like this because as you can see here, it will then show them the time, and they can convert the time that is free back into times that work for them. So, oh, the person in IST wants to know what time that is. Boom, click convert just like this. And it tells you it's going to be 1 to 3:30. Now, looks like some of the padding for the zeros there could have been fixed, but overall, this is a really impressive project, and I can see this being super valuable to those who are trying to work with other people in different time zones, because I do this every day. I work with people in New York, and funnily enough, the UK time zone is not the same as New York. Awesome. So that is Timly. Timly, is that how you pronounce it? Let me know in the Twitch chat if that's how you pronounce it. Excellent. So that means we are now moving ourselves onto top CrossPod Group E. Now, if we jump back again to the beginning, that is 22.1.6 and 22.1.8. Now, I am going to cheat and have a look at which projects those ones are, just so we can make sure we're on the same page, everybody. But 22.1.6, 22.1.6 was the GitHub Education and Bento ML pod, which meant that 22.1.10 was actually Synthesis and Meta using the Internet Safety Engineering. Which means for Group E, We got 22.1.6, which is Bento ML and GitHub Education, and 22.1.8 is Meta with Mapillary and LabGraph. So we've got some web projects going on here. All of these are pretty JavaScript/Python heavy, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, the first pod was very JavaScript heavy, second one's very Python heavy. So I'm intrigued to see what's going on here. Now, let's just jump ahead. So, top pod, cross pod E. What do people think it is in the chat? I'm curious. Let me know. I've got a few people chatting away. Maybe we can get a few more. Let us know which projects you liked. But our favorite project was Reviewery. I'm just going to keep saying it until it makes sense. Let's have a look at this project in DevPost. Now, this project uses Mapillary. Now, for those of you who don't know, Mapillary is a very cool tool. In fact, I'm going to just bring it up. It's very cool for being able to do cool stuff with maps. Who would have thought? As it says on the screen, access street level imagery and map data from all over the world. So it's like Google Street View, but kind of a little bit more accessible. Yeah, it's been acquired by the Metas pretty recently. So what did this project actually do with Mapillary then? Well, it sounds like they built a Leave a Virtual You to Guide Strangers. So I'm going to read out this inspiration and we'll have a look at the video and check it out. But when you look into Mapillary to familiarize ourselves with it, we think Mapillary is such a cool project that users can capture places with a camera, then upload it to Mapillary. We want these users to get to know each other too, since they are such great contributors to the project. Rather than just navigating around or uploading Street View to Mapillary, we can enable users to leave their thoughts about the place they visited. These thoughts can be guidance or review that can be helpful for other users and visit the same place. So what they've really done is they've used the kind of cool features of like Google Tour Guides that you find in Google Maps, and they've integrated that feature into Mapillary, which is much more accessible. It's open source, so there's a lot more opportunity to expand that and integrate it into other things, which is very, very cool. Obviously, React, everyone loves a bit of React. They use a bit of React here along with Mapillary.js and Mapbox.gl for the longitude and latitude detection. And they 3D rendered it with 3.js to make it look pretty. So let's take a look at this project, see what it's all about. Here we go. Oh, we got a proper like demonstration here. I like it. Now you can watch all these videos. If you're interested to find out any of these videos, you can find them out on the DevPost page later. We'll be announcing the winners this evening, so you'll be able to check them out there. I'd highly encourage watching these videos. I had a lot of fun watching them this morning, and I encourage you all to do the same. Oh, this is actually how Mapillary works, the video. I see. But yes, basically Mapillary means any phone camera thing can capture data and use it. There you go. So here you go. People... Poof. There you go. Images by Mapillary. Good stuff, good stuff. So, we've looked at Mapillary, we've looked at Timly, we've looked at Speaker. I'm actually going to close all these tabs, clean up a bit of my tabs, which leaves us with 2 more winning projects. Now we've got Top Cross Pod F. Now let's again jump back. And that one is 22.1.7 and 22.1.12. Now, 22.1.7, I know it's a bit of a tongue twister. Those are a lot of the projects from GitHub as well as Intellibus. Now, I believe Intellibus is working on some cool Java and front-end, back-end stuff, and we also got some JavaScript with the GitHub projects. So let's have a look to see which projects got our fancy. And our favorite project for Top Cross Pod F was Stalk Git. So let's have a look to learn a little bit more about what this could possibly mean and what this does. Excellent. So let's have a look a little bit more detail here. So this allows you to enter tags, which are keywords that you're looking for in an ideal repository you want to contribute to. So let's say you're looking for, I don't know, the Mapillary project, but you want to find something to do with maps. Maybe you can search for the keyword map. So use it. We see GitHub users with more than 500 projects, and there were more than 100 to 200 or 1,000 open in each of them. That is organized chaos. Or maybe it's not organized. Maybe it's just chaos. I don't know. So we think a platform to help you organize issues and see new ones will be great. Not only for them, but also for open source contributors who want to contribute to big repositories. So let's have a look at this video and learn a little bit more about what StalkGit is all about. I must say, I'm loving all these interactive videos. Very good stuff. Here we go. Here's our live demo. So it's actually deployed on Netlify, which is great to see. We've got a nice looking UI going on here. In fact, I think this one's actually deployed. Actually, I think the last one was deployed as well. So let's put my GitHub in. Let's expose myself to the world. There we go. That is me. I do work at the MLH Fellowship and I am based in London. Holy moly, I have 200 followers. How on earth did that happen? And I don't have that many repositories, but we can find all my repositories here. Very, very, very cool. If I click on these, is it open the repository? Yep. I like it. I like it. So yeah. What it does is, basically just uses the GitHub API to fetch user data from the GitHub database and display a user's information, including a number of public repositories and other data on the user. So as you can see here, all my data here is in one place, and this will be from one of the projects working with the GitHub API, getting familiar with how it works and what data you can pull from it. So very, very cool. Let's put everyone's favorite person, Michael Swift. We love it. They have all sorts of stuff they've contributed to here. How many repositories have they got? Whew. I've got to do some catching up. 485 followers. Whew. But only following 8 people. What are you doing? What are you doing? But lots of gists. Lots of gists. I didn't even know you could pull gists on the API. Where can I even see someone's gists? Apart from just typing gists.github in? Is that it? Oh, it's doing something. Yeah, there you go. Hasn't used gists in over like 5 years, but you know, that's not the thought that counts, right? Just some basic Python going on here. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So yeah, that is StalkGit. Again, well done to the team at StalkGit. This is very, very cool. And you'll be winning yourselves a Google Nest Mini 2nd generation with some cool MLH swag to go along with it. I'm going to lose my voice before we have got through all of these projects, but nonetheless, I am super excited for our final project, the Top Crosspod H. But before we jump into it, I want to just give everyone a friendly reminder that just because you didn't win a prize today does not mean that your project was bad in any way or shape, right? I've looked through a lot of these projects and wow, you have done some impressive stuff over the last week, and you should all take a second to kind of just step back and appreciate what you've done, because it's no easy feat doing a hackathon, and doing the work that I've seen, it is definitely some impressive stuff. And this is only week 1. Think of the stuff you're going to achieve by the end of the program. It's going to be insane. But anywho, let's jump back to our prizes. We've got Top Crosspod H now, and this one, my friends, is NFT Badges. Now this is a very cool project. So this pod, or Crosspod H, which is 22.1.11. This is the Solana pod, so they're working on blockchain technologies over the next 12 weeks and learning with a load of people, you know, maybe not familiar with it. So this is a good opportunity for them to get familiar with how blockchain works with our wonderful mentor Gage. Shout out to Gage for all his wonderful help. But what is NFT Badges, you may say? That is a fantastic question. And as you can see here, we've got a nice demo here. Now, because I am not as savvy when it comes to the whole blockchain NFT stuff, I don't have any sort of cryptocurrency or a wallet, but conveniently this video will show it off to us very conveniently and show us how it works. But the idea is that you can actually create NFTs. So you can say which pod leader you want to create NFTs on, you can connect your wallet. If I let them do that, you can select what wallet you want to connect, and as you can see here, it's popped up, it'll pop up with a wallet. I don't have any wallets, so it didn't work. You type your password in, we'll let them do that. Once they've got their password typed in, as you can see, they can connect it to the app where it's been OAuth'd in and boof. They have some cryptocurrency, evidently, and right there, they are buying themselves an NFT. There you go. If we skip ahead a little bit more, you got their wallet here, and then boom, we have a nice little, what's it called? NFT that is based on the initials of one of the fellows. So very cool, based on Michael. Very, very cool. Again, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I don't fully understand it, but I think it is very cool, and our blockchain pod leaders and mentors thought it was one of the most impressive, but they were all really impressive. I'm going to skip ahead where it looks like that is the end of the video, but as they said, right, it is a collection of NFTs available to mint on the DevNet. So if you're interested in learning more about this, it looks like they agreed me. In fact, you can go and try it yourself if you're curious, but it won't let me work on it because I'm not cool enough. But there is the README, and you can find out some more information on how it works, how they designed it as well. Let's actually have a look at this Figma. I'm curious. Oh, it's just to Figma. Fair enough. I have been played, but very cool nonetheless, and written in a lot of TypeScript. So that, my friends, does mean we are at the end of our awards. I want to just thank everyone for coming along. Again, everyone who has won today will win themselves a Google Nest Mini that will send straight to your door, as well as some MLH swag. The way we'll be doing this is using your email address on DevPost. So if you haven't, make sure you know which email that is and fill out hackpack/ and I can just type it in, hackpack/ address, and that will get you set up with everything you need to get started. You fill that out with the same email address you have in DevPost, and we'll be able to get all the stuff. If we don't have your address, we'll email you and ask you to fill it in. But apart from that, that is all on that front. So that was a lot of information. Again, a huge congratulations to our winners, and a huge well done to everyone who has taken part in the fellowship so far. I must say, it's super exciting to be part of this program, and I can't wait to see what you all accomplish by week 12. Again, my name is Will. If you have any questions, if you do have any questions for me, you're always welcome to come and reach out, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next fellowship livestream. Graduation, maybe? You'll have to wait and see, and check the additional events calendar if you don't have it already. However, that is all from me, folks, and I'll catch you all in a little bit. Bye!